Hi, welcome to my channel, Anie Creates. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful sunflower square, which is part of our crochet along confidence cardi. So I'm going to start with the brown circle in the middle, and then we've got a golden yellow, bright yellow, and a bright blue. So grab your yarn, doesn't have to be those colours. Now grab what you've got and your hook, and let's crochet. So to create this sunflower square that's part of our crochet along, we're going to start with the brown middle. So you just need a little bit of brown because it's the smallest part of it. So this will be enough for one little square. And we're going to start, as we often do, with a chain of 3. So that forms a ring when we do a slip stitch at the end of it. So we're going to slip knot the yarn to the hook. And then we're going to chain 3. So bring the yarn over and down through. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to slip stitch it. So we're going to pop it in to the stitch that's furthest from the hook. And bring the yarn down through the 2 bits on the hook. And that forms a little circle or ring for us to work into. Then we're going to give ourselves a chain of 2, which gives us the height of the double crochet stitch that we're going to be working into this ring. And we need 15 double crochets. So the double crochet stitch is the wrap around and in, wrap around and out. So you've got 3 on your hook, 3 bits of yarn. Then you're going to wrap around one more time and work 2 off. Oh, make sure we get all of that too. Leaves us with 2 more, so we'll wrap around and work those 2. This is the US terminology, double crochet or treble in English, but I like to speak American crochet because it's nice and easy. So far we've done our chain of 2 and a double crochet, so we need 15 double crochets. So wrap around and in the ring, wrap around and back out, wrap around and work 2, wrap around and work the next 2, and you're going to do that 15 times all into the center of this ring, and it's going to make a lovely center circle for our sunflower. So I'll meet you at the end when you've done 15 double crochets, which is wrap around and in, wrap around and out, wrap around, work 2, wrap around, work the next 2. So once you've got 15 double crochets into your ring, I'll meet you there. So I've done 15 double crochets all the way around and ended here, and then we're just going to slip stitch to that first starting chain, and that is going to close off our circle, and then bring the yarn over the hook and down through what's on the hook, give it a bit of a tug, and there's our starting circle for our sunflower. That's going to go there. So the next, I've used a really nice golden yellow. As you can see, it's not as bright as the bright yellow that's going to be on the outside. So it's a nice golden yellow. And we're going to tie on anywhere around the circle. I'm going to go in under the 2 bits of the stitch because that's going to hold it nice and firm. And we're simply just going to tie it on. I like to tie mine twice so it's nice and secure. And then we're going to give ourselves a starting chain of 2. So 1, 2. Then we're going to do 2 double crochets into the same place that we've just done the chain 2. Then we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to put another two double crochet cluster. Try saying that fast. 2 double crochet cluster into the next gap. So we're going to go around our hook, in and around and work the first 2 and then leave that stitch. Then we're going to go round into our work, round, back out, round, and work the first 2 of that double stitch. Then we're going to go round and work all 3 off, and that's called a double crochet cluster. So we work the first half of the first double crochet and then leave it on the hook, and then we work the next double crochet and then we work off everything on the hook. So I'll do that again with you. So you wrap around and go into the work, and that's the start of the first double crochet. Wrap around and back out, wrap around and work 2, and then wait. You would normally work that off if you're doing a full double crochet, but we're doing a cluster, so we're going to wrap around now and go into the work, wrap around and back out, wrap around and work 2. So that's the first half of both of the doubles done, and then we're going to wrap around and work everything off of the hook, and then we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to go to the next gap along, and we're going to do another double crochet cluster. So wrap around and in, wrap around and out, wrap around, work 2, and then wrap around again, in, wrap around and out, wrap around and work 2, and then wrap around and work all of the stitch off in 1. So we're going to go into the next hole, wrap around and in, wrap around and out, wrap around, work 2, wrap around and in, wrap around and out, wrap around and work 2, and then wrap around and work all of it off in 1 go. So you're going to place one of these double crochet clusters in every space between these bars. Sorry about that. So we're going to work a double crochet cluster in each one of these gaps. So there'll be 16 in total all the way around, and I'll meet you when you get to the end. So we've done a double cluster in each of the gaps all the way around, and we've got 16 of them. So to finish off, we've done a chain of 1, and we're going to slip stitch it to the other side. And you just bring the yarn down through that one, and then cut off your end, pull it down through, and give it a tug. And now we've got our next round of our sunflower. So now we're going to use the lovely bright yellow for the outer petals, and these are treble clusters, and there's 3 trebles to each cluster. So anywhere around your circle, in between the double clusters, tie on your new coloured yarn. As I say, it doesn't need to be the same as mine, just whatever you've got. Give it a go. And then bring the yarn into play, and we're going to give ourselves a chain of 3. That's the height of the treble stitch, and then we're going to do the first treble stitch of the cluster. So we're going to wrap it around twice and go in, wrap around and work 2 off, wrap around and work 2, and then wait. And then we're going to do the next treble in our cluster. So wrap around twice more, go in, bring the yarn back out, round and work 2, round and work 2, and then that's the second treble of our cluster complete. And then we're going to go wrap around and work everything off the hook. And that gives us our lovely petal shaped treble cluster. So I'm going to chain 1 to get to the next treble cluster. And I'm going to wrap around twice. I'm going to go in this gap between the 2 double clusters of the previous round and bring the yarn back with us. And then we're going to wrap around and work 2, wrap around and work 2. That's the first of the treble cluster. This is the second. We're wrapping around twice and going in that same gap. Wrap around and back out. Wrap around and work 2. Wrap around and work 2 and then stop. And now this is the third treble of our cluster. So wrap around twice and into the same gap. Wrap around and back out. Wrap around and work 2. Wrap around and work 2. And that's the third treble of our cluster. Half done. And then we're going to wrap around and work everything off in one go. And that's what creates the cluster at the top. So we're going to do one of those in each one of these gaps all the way round. So at each time you come to the hole between the double clusters of the previous round, that's where you put a treble cluster for this round. I'll do it one more time with you. So it's a chain of 1 to jump to the next cluster, and then it's wrap around twice and in, wrap around and back out, wrap around and work 2, wrap around and work 2, and then stop. And then wrap around twice. This is the second cluster of our 3 treble clusters. So wrap around and in, wrap around and out, wrap around and work 2, wrap around and work 2, and then this is the third of our treble cluster. So wrap around twice, go in, wrap around, come back out, wrap around and work 2, wrap around and work 2. That's the end of that part of the cluster, and then we're going to wrap around and work everything off in one go. So we're going to do 16 of those all the way around our sunflower, and I'll meet you at the end. So we've gone all the way round with our bright yellow yarn, doing 16 treble clusters. So now we're going to do that last chain of 1, and we're going to slip stitch it to the top of that starting chain of the first petal, and that's going to close off the round. So then we're going to cut the yarn. Ooh, sorry, wobbling the camera there for you. Bring the yarn down through and give it a tug, and then it will stay put. So now we're going to turn this circle into this square, and how we're going to do that is we're going to put in 3 lots of doubles for 3 of these gaps, and then on the 4th gap I'm going to turn it into a corner with 3 doubles, chain of 3, 3 doubles, all into one hole, and that will turn the circle into a square. So we take our outer colour, which is bright blue in my case, and we find a gap between these treble clusters of the previous round and tie our yarn on into the gap. So 1, 2 knots is how I like to do it, and then it stays put. And then we're going to poke our hook in and bring the yarn back with us. I'm going to give ourselves a turning chain of 2, 1, 2, or a starting chain of 2, and we're going to do 2 doubles into this gap, not a cluster, just 2 normal doubles. So we're working it all off in one go. So that's 1 double, this is the second double, and we're going to give ourselves a chain of 1 to get to the next bit. I'm going to work in here. I'm going to put 3 doubles this time because the first one was done with a turning chain and 2 doubles. So this one's having 3 doubles in there. So that's the first double. This is the next double. And the third double. So wrap around and in, wrap around and out, wrap around and work 2, wrap around and work the next 2. So we've got 2 sort of bunches of trebles. I'm going to do a chain of 1 to get to the next one. And I'm going to do our third little bunch of trebles, doubles. 1, first double, second double, third double. So we've just completed 1, 2, 3. So now we're going to go onto a corner. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to create a corner. So we're going to give ourselves a chain of 1 to get to the corner. And it's going to all be working into this gap here. We're going to do 3 doubles, chain 3 and 3 doubles. So that's the first double, second double, third double. Then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to turn our work slightly, and we're still working into this same gap that we've just put those 3 doubles. We're going to do another 3 doubles, and that's going to create a corner because the chain's going to turn the corner, and then these stitches are going to give it structure. So 3 doubles into that corner, and there we have our corner. So we're going to go along and do 3 groups of 3 doubles. Then we're going to create another corner with our 3 double crochet, chain of 3, 3 double crochet. And we're going to go along and do 1, 2, 3 more groups of 3 doubles, and then another corner. And I'll meet you just before we make the last corner. So we're going to do 3 lots of 3 doubles, a corner, 3 lots of 3 doubles and a corner. So we're just going to repeat what we've just done there. 1, 2, 3 more times. So now we've crocheted our double crochets all the way along with our chain 3s for the corners, and we're just going to finish off by slip stitching into the top of that first double crochet, and then cut off and bring the yarn down through. And there we have our amazing sunflower square that's part of our crochet along confidence Cardi. I hope you've enjoyed my video today of our sunflower crochet along Cardi. I'm also going to make lots of these squares for another cardigan because I fancy just having loads of sunflowers on a cardigan. So any of these squares that you like as part of the confidence Cardi, you can also make lots of them and just make another Cardi with all the same squares. So yeah, check out all the other videos that are in my playlist for the crochet along confidence Cardi. And yeah, if you like this video, hit the like button. And if you want to watch more of my content and tell YouTube that it's a lovely channel, I'd really appreciate you hitting the subscribe button. It's free, it doesn't cost you anything, but it lets YouTube know that it's great content. Well, have a fabulous day, and I'll see you next time.